It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Good evening, y'all. Plugging in my hot glue gun over here. Y'all, we're going to finish up our little Advent today. So this is a bundle that's available on the website. It is a Craftmas Advent Countdown. So this thing right here comes in this box, and every single day is a new day. And all of the items that you need are spread across the 24 days of Advent. So you can keep working on your project the entire month long, starting December the 1st and running all the way down through to December the 24th. And every single day, you're going to just be doing another part of the project. And when you're done, on December 24th, you will finish your project and have a beautiful piece. You could also just purchase this as a kit and not use it as an Advent as well if you wanted to. So if you have an Advent, you've already purchased one, then and you don't want the surprises to be ruined of the days and what is in each day, then this is your spoiler alert, okay? So you might not want to watch, but if you're curious about it or thinking about maybe that this sounds interesting and you're curious about it, then this is a great way for you to check it out, okay? So I'm going to be finishing putting it together. Yesterday, we got this far on it and just got our box done and our little house. Today, I went ahead and did a second coat on the green because I didn't do that live yesterday. And did a little bit of touch-ups, okay? So this is ready for our next step. We got through today 4 yesterday, okay? So the rest is going to go a lot faster. So I do think we can get done with it today, which is really nice because at the beginning of the month, you know, you're not as busy as you are towards the end of the month. So the closer you get to the end of the month, things start to move a lot faster, okay? It's not going to take quite as long to complete each step, all right? So when you hop on, say, hey, let me know you're watching, and we'll jump into it. Hope y'all are having a great day. I'm glad to see you. Hey, Dorothy. Hello, Jerry. Hi, Carol. Hey, Danae. I'm so glad you like it, Danae. Hi, Donna. Hey, Lynn. Hello, Linda. I was going to say hey, and I was going to say hello, and it came out halo. Hi, Linda. I'm so glad to see all of you today. Hey, Nancy. Good to see you. Hello, Jean. Y'all, it feels like a Friday today because we're going out of town tomorrow for another football tournament. Hey, Heidi. Hey, Sue. And so today I'm just trying to get everything done, y'all. Our washer and dryer is finally fixed. Okay, so here's the deal. I have been telling everyone else about this, but I don't know about y'all, okay? But my washer and dryer I got when we got married. So it's 15 years old, and it's a Maytag, and it is the way washers were then, okay? So fabulous, much better than they are now. It's not energy efficient. It fills all the way to the top with water when you have a large load. It completely covers all of my clothes in water. And that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. So I essentially now have almost a brand new washer because we had to replace that many different things on it. And I spent as much replacing all of those parts as we would have if we had bought a brand new washer. However, I'm not at all mad about it. I told Andrew from the beginning, I said, I would much rather replace the parts and get to keep this washer, even if it costs as much as buying a new one, than to buy a new one, because they don't sell washers now that are not energy efficient and that fill all the way up with water. And so anyways, I have been like doing laundry like crazy today. I don't know how many loads down I am, but I'm not done, and I'm still going. I know they don't make them like they used to. It's really annoying, and I don't think they work the way that they used to anymore. And I mean, I went over to mom and dad's and I used theirs, and I was like, I can't wait to get my washer back. I also think theirs takes longer as well. Like, I have done so many loads of laundry, and when I was at their house, I felt like I was over there for forever, and I got like 3.5 loads done. And today, I have done at least 6 loads of laundry. At least 6 loads today. Now, I have not folded any of them. They're all piled on top of my couch right now. That's what happens when you're working from home, but you can't stop long enough to fold clothes. You got to keep working, but you can just stop long enough just to swap out the laundry and throw the clothes on the couch. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. So here we are. This is where we're at. So day 1, we had our box, and the instructions for day 1 are to paint the box. Okay, so I do want to just explain this because I feel like that's the most confusing part of the entire project, is trying to explain the painting process of the box. So everything gets painted green except for the bottom of the box and then one inside edge. Okay, so you get the background and then the bottom. And then on your lid, everything gets painted green except for the inside. Okay, and the inside you'll paint white. I left this side unpainted because this is going to be sitting right there and you're not even going to see it. Then we of course put our napkin in the background. So you can see it looks like snow and then forest. It just it's really cool the way that comes together there. And then our little house, we painted chocolate brown. We did our little cedar shake shingles on here with popsicle sticks, and then added some white paint for snow. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. So we're gonna move on. Let's pull out the next day, which is day 5. And day 5 is your chimney. Okay, so you've got this cute little chimney. It has been made here in-house, and you're going to be able to just put your chimney right onto your house. Look how cute that is. So we're going to paint the chimney, and I'm going to paint it to match the house. So we're going to paint it in chocolate brown. Okay. Hey, Rhonda. I'm sorry, this is not chocolate brown. This is dark chocolate. Okay. So we're just going to get a couple of coats onto our little chimney. And we'll need to do definitely another coat, if not even another one. Hey, Dana, thanks for watching on YouTube today. Hey, Carol. It's raining here too. It's yucky rainy day today. I had to drive up to Midway to pick something up that I bought off of Marketplace. And it's about a 10-minute drive down a country road. And it, of course, was raining a little bit. And it's cool outside. And so I had my heat on. I had Christmas music playing. And on the way home, I thought, oh my gosh, I could just curl up in my bed right now and take a nap. I was so sleepy coming home from Midway. I'm telling you, something about rainy weather and heat on it just makes you plumb exhausted. All right, let's go in with a second coat. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Missy. Okay. See how cute the little chimney is? Super duper cute. I hate that it gets dark so early too. I mean, it's already getting dark outside. All right, I want to keep a little bit of variation on this, so I'm going to just do the 2 coats, and then I'm going to add some other colors to it just to give a little more coloring. I know, I probably should have an apron on, but I just don't like wearing them. I just don't. Okay, so I'm going to come in with raw umber now. And I don't remember exactly what my instructions are for this. Like I said yesterday, you know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants a little bit on this. So I'm just coming in with a bit of raw umber, and I'm not trying to like completely cover it. I'm just adding a little bit of paint to it to just give it some variation. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm happy. It was beautiful, Teresa. Thanks for sharing it. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this on to our house. It's looking really good. I'll show it to you. So there's our chimney. We're going to use some super glue to glue this on. I'm going to turn it around this way so that I can see, make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. The house is not, Larissa. The house is paper mache. So we're just going to add a little super glue just right here at the base. Right. And I'm just going to put it right there. That's set a minute. And then we're also going to use a little bit of white paint, and we'll add a little white paint to the top to look like snow to match the rest of the house. So we'll just take some paint and just sort of right, you know, up towards the top, down the bottom a little bit. We'll just add a bit. I'm just sort of dabbing it on. Hey, Adriana. Okay, just like that. All right, so that's day 5. See how fast that was? Okay, so day 6 is our door, our front door. Okay, the little front door, it has been 3D printed here in our shop, and I'd like to paint it red, but I forgot to bring my paint down again. Do I have red paint down here? Let me see. Hang on a second. I do. Okay, here we go. Let's use this. So in my first one, I did it green. I did it the same green that I painted the box. For this one, let's paint it red, just for something different. Now we will have to do a couple of coats, I'm sure. Red doesn't cover anything very well. Now, you do want to be careful when you are drying your door because it is thin, it's small, and it'll bend and warp pretty easily. Okay, second coat. I think 3 coats is probably going to do it. Yay, Jerry, I still need to do that. You know, it's been crazy busy around here. All right, 1 more coat, I think, is going to do it. All right, there we go. Then we are going to wash this with some raw umber. Hey, Cindy, I'm so glad you're here. And yes, I can. So this is a Craftsmas Advent calendar. And so basically, it's no different than an Advent calendar, except for every single day, you are going to have another step towards completing a whole craft. So when you open up one of these bags that's in your Advent calendar, there's going to be an item and there's also going to be some instructions, okay? So you are going to use that item and complete the instructions on your whole project. And one day just kind of compounds on top of the other until you end up with a complete project. So that's what I'm doing now. Yesterday we started it and we got through 4 days. Now, those 4 days, you know, it took me about an hour, so that's not a long time. But those 4 days are the longest probably of the days because they required painting. All right, so now we're going to take some raw umber and a baby wipe. Jerry, if you are missing your feet, just send us a message and we'll try and get you some new ones in the mail. All right, so I'm just going to take my raw umber and I want to, your little door has like little grooves and I want to get the raw umber into those grooves so that it'll make it stand out, okay? And so then I'm just wiping off the excess and it's just going to make those little grooves stand out so it looks like a little wooden door. So you can see now, we can see all those little grooves. Okay, so our door is done. So now we're going to dry it and glue it on. Now I'm excited about the DIY decor box tonight as well. We're learning how to do it, and we're going to be learning a really fun marble technique tonight. Okay, so we're just going to glue this on using some super glue. So I'm just going to take super glue, just go around the door here, just around the outside of that door. Right, and we'll glue it on. This paper mache box is a little bit kind of concaved, so I'm actually trying to just warm this up just a little bit so that my door will kind of mold to the shape of the house, and that way it'll glue down better. Okay, This is looking so darn cute. Look how adorable that is. All right, moving on to day 7. We have a wreath and a cardinal. Okay, so the wreath and the cardinal are going to go on your house. So here's the cute little cardinal. He's adorable. And then here's your cute little wreath. Okay, so we're just going to, and you can put them anywhere. You can put them wherever you want to. I'm going to put them on these front windows right here. And I'm just going to use some hot glue to glue the wreath on. So we'll just put a little bit of hot glue back side of the wreath. Glue it right there to the front of the house. You're welcome, Cindy. I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to glue our little cardinal right onto the top of the house, to the roof. So I'm just going to add a big dollop of glue and glue him right there. Just like that. And there's our cute little house. Okay, day 8. See how these are moving along just fine. Okay, so now we're at the point where we need to start gluing this together. So I'm going to take my hot glue and we're going to glue our box bottom side down into the lid, just like this. Okay, so I'm going to do some hot glue right on the bottom. I got my precision tip on here, so it's not coming out as fast. Okay, and we're going to glue this down just like that, just right up against the back edge. Okay, then we're going to glue our house in. I am putting the house in the back left corner because there's a little deer over here on this side and I don't want to cover the deer up, all right, or a moose or something. So we're just going to do some hot glue on the bottom, and then I'll just set my house in there wherever looks good and glue that down. Okay, so then day 8, the one I just opened, right? Yeah, so day 8 are your lights. Okay, so we're going to unravel our lights and we're going to glue our lights into the bottom of our little scene here. So I'm just going to unwrap these lights. These are just battery operated LED lights. They come on this wire strand. Okay. And there's this little battery pack, this little tiny little battery pack. You're going to pull that out, and then on the back side of your box, you're just going to glue your little battery pack. And that way you're able to get to it a little easier. So I'm doing this side that's got the screws, and I'm just going to add hot glue right to the back of it, and then just push this right on to the back, just like that. Okay, then you're just going to bring this around, and we're just going to start weaving this around the bottom here and using a little bit of hot glue to secure it in place. You could also use tape. Actually, I might like that idea better. I think I might like that idea better. Okay, so we're just going to take and just take our lights, just kind of weaving them around the inside of our little seam here. And it really doesn't matter how you do it. Just want to get them in there. You can also take them behind the house, which I did in my first one.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, baby?
Do you know where my computer charger is?
I don't, sweetie. Upstairs somewhere, I guess. All right, so just wove it around to the back side. Use some tape here to press this all down. Okay, so just like that. All right. Teresa, he is not back to work yet, but he's feeling pretty good, doing well. He doesn't go back to work until the beginning or like the second week of December or something like that. Yes, Jennifer, it is. Okay, so that is day 8. So now we're on to day 9, which is this padded little pack. So you can probably guess what's inside it. We have some batting. All right, and this is what we're going to use to put onto the bottom surface like snow. Okay, so I'm going to put the link up there for this so that y'all can grab one if you want to. So what I'm going to do is just spread this out. I want it pretty thin. I don't want it to be super thick because then anything I put on it is going to disappear. And we're putting it onto white, so you know that's why we painted it white. So it doesn't have to be perfect because our surface is already white. So I'm just spreading it out and making it thin. Just into a flat surface. Okay. And then I'm just going to start pressing this in, removing whatever extra needs to be removed. Right. And then you can use some hot glue to just secure things in place and to make sure that everything is glued down the way you want it. Right? But just like that. And then when you turn on your lights, see how it glows? Look how fun that is. So I'm just going to use some hot glue and just tack this down. So it doesn't fall out. And of course, we're going to be adding some other stuff. So the other stuff is going to help to make sure that this is laying down. Around the house, I'm definitely going to add some hot glue so that it doesn't get too much up around the house. Here we go. All right, just like that. No puppies around here, Jerry. All right. Okay, so that is day 9. So now let's find 10. Here it is. Lynn, yes, if you order still $75 worth of product, your total is, or you still get free shipping. I'm sorry. So if that's what you mean, I think that's what you mean. Okay, so I'm going to grab some wire cutters. And I've got a little tree here. This was in day 10, so we got a little tree. And we've got these little berries. And we've got a bow. All right. So we are going to decorate our little tree. So I'm going to cut the berries off of the wire. And we're going to just add the berries into the tree as like little decorations. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going to take some hot glue. Yes, Lynn, as long as you reach $75, shipping is free, correct? Even with the advent. All right, so I'm just going to, and I'm going to focus mostly on the front because the back is not going to be seen. I'm putting the hot glue on the bottom side of these little berries, and then I'm just sticking them into the tree like you would if you were decorating a Christmas tree. Okay, and one more. There we go. Okay. So just like that. And then I'm going to take my green bow that was in the same bag and we're going to glue it to the top of our tree. Okay. There's our cute little tree all decorated. Now we're just going to add our tree into our scene. And I'm going to put the tree in this back right corner. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of dig a bit of a hole back there where the batting is and just add some hot glue on the bottom. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. And then glue my tree down. All right, and then I'm just going to kind of push the batting back. Just like that. Okay. Moving on to day 11. We've got another tree. Okay, we have a little smaller tree. So this tree, we're now going to glue it back here as well with the other tree. We're not going to do anything to it. We're just gluing it down. So see how quick some of these days are? So some of these days are going to be super quick and easy. They're not going to take a whole lot of time and effort, but still something fun to do for yourself or as a family. Okay. There we go. All right, now day 12. We have some little gifts. All right, so you got these little green gifts, 2 of them. They're also going to go in that little back scene with those trees back there. So I'm just going to stick some hot glue on the bottom and just push those back in the back with those trees. Just like that. Turn the light on so y'all can see. Isn't that cute? Isn't this fun, Teresa? Okay, so that's day 12. Now day 13, we have our fences. Okay. So your fences, you can leave white if you want to. You can do whatever you want with your fences. What I chose to do was just take a brush that had just a little bit of paint, and I just sort of muddied them up just a little bit. I didn't do a lot. Okay, I didn't want to like just completely paint them. And so that's completely up to you on what you want to do with them. But I chose to just kind of dry brush over them a little bit just to add a little dinginess to them. So I'm just using my brush that I've been using for the browns and just dry brushing over them. All right, and then we'll take these and we're going to add these to our scene. Let me take this QR code off right now so y'all can see a little better. All right, so 2 of them are going to go right here on the very front. I'm just going to push my batting back a little bit, and I'm just going to do some hot glue right on the bottom and glue right there on the front. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm leaving an opening in the middle. Okay, we're leaving the opening in the middle, like a gate. So we're pushing these 2 front ones all the way out to the outside edge. And then we're going to add our others directly next to them, going down the side. Okay, and then 1 over here on this side. Okay, so then you've got 1 more fence and you've got just a little bit of space over here. So you're just going to kind of measure. You're going to need 3 sections of fence for that space. So I'm going to just take my wire cutters here and I'm going to cut my fence so that I've got 3 little planks. And we'll just glue those down into place. struggling here with this one. Bear with me for a second. I can make that lay down. There we go. Okay. And our last one. Things go flying every time I cut something off of it. All right, what time is it, y'all? Okay, I'm still doing all right. Okay. All right, so there's our fence. Look how it's coming together, Charlene. It is my washer. All right, so now 14. Day 14 is our garland for our fence, okay? So you're going to take your garland, unwrap it, and then you've also got some lights. I'm going to cut my garland into 2 pieces so that I've got one for both sides. I'm going to cut my light strand into 2 pieces as well. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue on the end here and use the light strand and just stick the end of one of the lights onto that garland. And then I'm just going to wrap this all the way down and then use the end of the light again and glue it to the garland so the light strand stays on your little garland. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this one. Y'all, I'm sorry it's so noisy. My washer just got fixed last night and I haven't been able to really do laundry for a month. So I'm in desperate need. All right. Wrap it around and just glue that to the garland so that it stays in place. Right? Don't you? It looks like such a great place to live. It's cozy. All right, so we'll take our little garlands here and we're just gonna I'm gonna bend it sort of in half a little bit, okay? And then this one side, I'm just gonna make a little swoop, and on this side, I'm gonna make a little swoop. And then I'm just gonna bend this to kind of create a little garland strand, trying to get it bent so that it will lay flat on the fence. And then we're just going to glue this to the fence. It's easiest to kind of manipulate the garland to the shape of the fence because it is wired. And I'm just pressing that right onto the fence. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Go. All right. Just press that on. And now we've got our little garland on our fence. Every picket fence needs a garland at Christmas time. Okay. And that was day 15. Was that day 15? No, that was day 14. This is day 15. And we've just got some little bows, and we're going to add our bows to our garland. All right. So you can put your bows on the outside edges if you want. You can put your bows on the inside edges. I chose to put mine on the corners. And I'm just going to glue those on. Some little red bows right there on the corners of your fence. Day 16, we have some trees, and these are going to act as kind of like little bushes, and they're going to go on the corners of the house. So we're just going to glue these using our hot glue just right to the corners here in front of the house. Okay. All right, moving on to day 17. We have our walking path. So you've got some cute little wooden slices. And these are going to be your little walking path. So you're just going to lay these out and just create a little path to the front door. However you like. And then I'm just going to take and just separate my batting and just glue those down. So that you make a little path. Little path in the snow. Okay, and the last one right in front of the door. All right, there's your path. It just looks cuter and cuter with every second. Okay, I think we're on day 18. So see how all these other days, I mean, they go by quick. This is simple. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, especially when you're spreading it out over 24 days. All right, so now we've got a little snowman. I'm going to put the little snowman right over here next to this tree. So I'm just going to just glue him in, y'all. I'm just gluing him down. Right there in the snow. Just like that. Okay, day 19. We have a gingerbread man. So we're going to glue our gingerbread man down, and we're going to put him over here on the other side, just right over here in this corner. I'm going to just add some glue right to the bottom, and then I'm just going to kind of jiggle him in there and glue him down. See him right there? Okay, day 20, we have a light post. Cute little light post. The light post is going to go here in this front left corner. So I'm just going to add some glue on the bottom. And then just press my light post in there. I think I'm going to have to actually make a little more room so it's sitting down a little more flat. Okay. There's our light post. All right, 21. Y'all, we're almost done. Look at that. We're almost done. Okay, so now we have a little sleigh and we've got some little batting. So we're just going to take and put a little batting inside our sleigh. Just kind of nestle it in there. And then we'll add our sleigh in our front yard. I'm going to just put it right over here in this corner. Just going to add some hot glue right onto the bottom. Okay. Then day 22 are your little gifts that go inside the sleigh. And there's 3 gifts here. And so you're just going to glue these inside your sleigh however you want to. So I'm just going to add some glue here onto the bottom of these so that I can nestle them in here somehow. Okay. And there we go. There's our sleigh. It's almost done. 23 is a ribbon. Okay. So you're going to take this ribbon. It's going to go up underneath. We're going to bring it up here like this. And we're going to tie a bow on the top. And this is just to make it look like a little present. Just kind of takes it over the top, I think. Okay, I'm gonna just trim my ends. Thank you, Barbara. All right. Like that. And then the last finishing touch is some snow. All right, now you could do, if you wanted to, like you could spray this with spray glue and put glitter on it if you wanted. You could spray this with spray glue and put some of this snow on it. I chose not to glue this snow down. I chose to just sprinkle it over the top. So I just took this and just kind of went in here and just sprinkled this faux snow just anywhere, just so it's like fresh fallen snow. As much or as little as you want. And that's it. And then we can turn our little scene on, and look at how it turned out. So on Christmas Eve, you will finish this and then you'll enjoy it on Christmas Day. And how fun is that? And I mean, y'all, you can get so creative with this. That's what I love about it, is this could have so many different versions. It could look so many different ways. I love the idea of making this look like your house, especially if you have kids, about, you know, painting this the color of your house, painting it with the same color of your door, and just, you know, dressing it up to make it look like your home. I think that would be so fun. But y'all, I mean, this is just a fun little project. You can see that it isn't going to take you a lot of time every day, but it gives you a little bit of an escape from the holiday season, from the busyness, and something to just refill your cup, and make you feel festive and joyful. So I hope that if you haven't gotten one, I hope you'll grab one. Here is the QR code. Oops. There's the QR code. You can take a screenshot, hold down when you go to your photos to find the screenshot, and hold down on the QR code and it'll pull up the link. These are $50. Basically, well, y'all, that's $2 a day. $2 a day for a really fun project, something to just fill your cup, make you happy, and even something fun to do with your kids as well, your grandkids, whoever. All right. So I hope you all will check this out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an amazing day. I will hopefully see y'all tomorrow, but I make no promises because we are leaving fairly early for a football tournament. But hopefully I'll be able to go live tomorrow. It's $50, and it is 24 days. So it's everything you need except for your paint brushes, and your tools like wire cutters, things like that. But everything else is included. So all the pieces for this are in here. It's a lot of pieces, okay? More than 24 pieces are in here. So thank you all so much. Have a fabulous day. I love you guys.